Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. This video is a showdown between LifeStraw and the Sawyer, the mini Sawyer. Which one is better? Which one sucks? Which one is good? Well, they both suck, right? Okay, yeah. A lot of people want to know which one is better and why. What do they do? What do they do differently? What the differences are between these two filters. Well, we're going to talk about that. Let's start off with the LifeStraw. Alright, the LifeStraw is a straw. As you can see, you got the suction end there, and you have the mouthpiece on this end. So basically, you just put it in your mouth and suck from whatever your water source is. A mud puddle, a river, a stream, a lake, whatever it might be. You just suck from it. I'll talk about that later, actually. This is a straw. Alright, weight is about 2 ounces. Cost is usually about 20 bucks. A little bit under 20 bucks. I'd say 15 to 20 bucks for a LifeStraw. The lifespan is about 1,000 gallons. It's actually 1,000 liters, so it's less than 1,000 gallons. But the filtration is 0.2 microns, which is pretty good. Because all protozoa, I believe they're called, bacteria, those kind of things that are in water that will make you sick are about 0.23, I think they are. So this should do a good job of filtering out bacterias. Oh yeah, so the price, filtration, weight, lifespan. Okay, the LifeStraw, you can back flush it, but they say use air. And then basically what that means, if you're sucking in this direction, then you blow out that direction. You suck it, you put it in your mouth and blow on it. Although that's not very efficient, not very effective, and it lasts 1,000 gallons about. Pretty decent. These are used all around the world. The company donates, I think, one of these or so many gallons of fresh water to people around the world. So they do some, they give back, which I think is pretty cool. So the LifeStraw is option number 1. And then we'll talk about the Sawyer, and then we'll do some comparisons between the two. So the Sawyer, here you go, the little Sawyer. It is a straw. There's a straw that comes with it that attaches onto this end. That's the filter end, and this is the suction end. Has a little cap, just like the LifeStraw. You just suck on that with the straw that goes down to it. It also comes with a little squeeze bag so that you can fill the bag full of water, put it in here, and squeeze it out into something else, like a pot or a pan or something like that. It weighs about 2 ounces. With all the accoutrements, I think it's like 3 ounces, 3.5 maybe. This is good for 100,000 gallons, so a lot more gallons. It filters to 0.1 microns, so it filters better. It also is an absolute filtration filter, meaning all the little nodules that are 0.1 micron, they're all of them, every single, whatever it's called, they're like little tiny straws. Every single one of them in this filter is 0.1 microns. It's an absolute filter. Whereas the LifeStraw doesn't say it's absolute, so some of the little straw filter things may be bigger than 0.2 microns. Don't know exactly, but that's what I've heard. Price on this is also 15 to 20 bucks. 18 to 20 bucks normally you see them. Usually the Sawyer is, a buck or two, a couple bucks, maybe more expensive. But let me see, the Sawyer, as you see also, there's 2 nodules, 2 little an input and an output. What's really cool about that is you can use your hydration bladder, your bladder tube. You can plug this direction, filter side towards your bag, and then this side onto your suction tube. And you can just fill up your bladder, your hydration bladder, with whatever water source and then carry it with you. You can't do that with a LifeStraw. And then, yeah, so it can be an inline filter. Another nice thing about it is, I don't know if you can see right there, see there's little threads. So you can thread this onto a bottle. Here's a random bottle. just a Pepsi bottle, Coke bottle, something like that. Take the lid off and just screw it on, which is a really nice feature. It also fits on smart water bottles, I think 2-liter bottles, bunch of different bottles. Kind of that standard sized mouth. So what's cool about that is you can fill this up with whatever your water source is, and then you can squeeze it like into a pot for cooking or into another source for use. Or you can just fill this up, carry it with you, and just drink from it. Put it in your pouch or something like that and just pick it up and drink from it. So the Sawyer offers you portability with your water source, which is really good. And this is, the Sawyer is back flushable with water. Obviously you want to use clean water. You don't want to back flush it with dirty water because then you get dirty water on the wrong side. You want to keep all the dirty water on the correct side, this side. So yeah, it's back flushable, 100,000 gallons, inline filter capable, and you can attach to a bottle. So way more useful, way more flexible, a lot more options with the Sawyer for a tiny bit more price. One thing you got to note is neither of them will remove viruses, chemicals, and or heavy metals. These are not designed for that. There are other filters that are designed for that. But those kind of things, viruses, chemicals, and heavy metals, are usually around cities. See, the Sawyer is designed as a backcountry backpacking filter, where you're back in the mountains somewhere, and your water source doesn't have those kind of things in it. It just has natural sources of like protozoa, bacteria, things like that. It doesn't have those things you find in a city. So if you are living in a city and you want to get a filter for a city, get a specific filter for that. Sawyer, I know, makes specific filters for that. The LifeStraw company also makes specific filters for that. So if you're living in a city, you may not want to get one of these filters. You may want to get the specific one for living in a city and for filtering those kind of things. I believe because this is black and or blue, the Sawyer, then there's red and or orange or yellow, I think, and the colors designate what kind of things they remove. So do your research about what you actually want, what may work best for you. This works best for me. So, plus or minus, 1,000 gallons, 100,000 gallons. Back flushable with water, back flushable with air. Not really that effective. Inline filter, not inline filter. Squeezable. You see where I'm going with this. The Sawyer wins. Hands up. I mean, the LifeStraw will do the things, but it's like a thumb like that. Whereas the Sawyer is a big thumbs up. I highly recommend Sawyer. And no, I'm not getting paid by the company. No, I'm not endorsing them for any reason other than trying to empower you guys and give you guys ideas on what works best for you. So these are the things I'm talking about. So I highly recommend Sawyer. And if you need, like I said, if you live in a city and you're worried about those other things, viruses, chemicals, and heavy metals, then look at their specific filters. But this will filter out most things, like if you're out in the country and you find a lake somewhere or find a stream or something like that. Another thing is, doesn't matter how clean the water looks. If you go up to some mountain lake way up in the mountains and it's crystal clean and it's beautiful looking, don't just drink from it. Never ever drink from a water source directly. Always filter it, because you don't know what's in there. Animals poop next to there, pee next to there, whatever. There's things that, the feeder streams that come into the lake, there may be, herds of animals up there also. So you don't want to rely on that. Never ever drink from a source. Always have one of these. Is your life worth 20 bucks? I think so. So get a Sawyer. And they're carried all over the place. You can find them on Amazon. You can find them on most sporting goods stores. Walmart carries them. A lot of different places carry the Sawyer, as well as the LifeStraw. But you see where I'm going with this. I have a couple of them, but yeah, they're relegated to the prepping box. Whereas these are on my kit. These are on my battle belt, my war belt. These are on my my patrol pack. This is on my go bags. This is on my plate carrier. These are everywhere. These are the best way to go. What else about them? I guess that's pretty much it, really. It's this Sawyer, hands down, the winner. But like I said, either of them will work. It's just when this one gets to, and okay, first of all, how do you tell they need to be back flush or they need to be clean? Well, when you start sucking on them, it's really difficult to suck because it's clogged. Basically, what do you do with this one when you're done with it? Throw it away. Trash for the environment. If you care about that, it goes to a landfill. Okay? Whereas this, 100,000 gallons, 100 times more gallons, and it's back flushable. So it may even last longer than that. Same thing with the Sawyer. If you're using it, if you're sucking on it, and it's difficult to suck through, it's clogged. So find a clean source of water, put it on the outlet side, and like a bottle, and squeeze. And yeah, so it's a simple thing. So recommended Sawyer. That's all there is to it. I hope you guys are prepping a little every day, and I hope you guys are thinking big picture. Water filtration is a big thing because you can only stockpile so much water, right? It takes up a lot of space. It weighs a lot. So you can't necessarily store a year of water. That would be a lot of water. But what you can have is filtration methods for rainwater collection, for other sources of water around you, wherever you are. There's always sources of water, pretty much. Desert may be a little more difficult to find, right? Yeah. But prep at a peace of mind out of fear, and remember that prepping is living insurance. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys fighting the good fight against censorship. We're still here. We're still doing it, and they're still shadow banning us. They're still attacking us. So I love you guys, and thank you for being here. And if you really want to check us out and support the channel, come on over to Patreon, where we talk about all the stuff we can't talk about here. All the cool things. Wink. All right. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.